Hey, how's it going everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today we're talking my favorite pliers and pretty much all the pliers that I use at the independent shop. Now granted, there are a lot of pliers out there. You might run into something that you might need extended versions of or bigger versions of. Depends on what you're working on. If you're working on a diesel or you're working on big heavy equipment versus light automotive and small SUVs and light duty pickup trucks, you might need less. For me, I find that these pliers are actually my most functional pliers, so I've brought them home today to actually share with you guys. That being said, before we roll into this, make sure you check out my boy Drew's Auto. He's been trying to fire up a channel. He's got a few videos posted already. He just did his 100 subscriber giveaway not too long ago. He's somewhere at around 140-ish subscribers, so let's see if we can't get the number up a little bit higher for him and try to get him to produce a little bit more content for us. I know he's been doing a little bit of the mobile mechanic thing, a little bit of side work, so I'd be curious to see how he diagnoses or how he tackles problems as they come into him. That being said, let's roll right into it and take a look at a few of the pliers that I have brought home that I personally use every single day and love without a shadow of a doubt. Let's take a look. Alright, so first one's up is going to be my trusty Craftsman channel locks. I've had these guys for over 8 years. I like the way the teeth are on them, to be honest. It's just wide enough to get a good bite on something. So if I'm having difficulties with a lower radiator hose or something like that, and I just got a weird angle that I got to get into, I get into them with these right here. I'll show you another cool tool that I don't have in front of me right now, but I will show you another cool tool that I use for radiator hose clamps as well. Okay, next pair, I got these right here. There's some slip joint pliers from Cornwell, and the reason why I like them is because it has that hose clamp style groove in here, and it also has another nifty groove that goes up and down as well. It's got a pretty good bite, and they're just wide enough to where I can actually grab most radiator hoses and just give them a light, pinch and twist to free them up. So really love these. Can't recommend them enough. Part number is CCL 558. I'm lucky I can barely read that. I've had them now for a good 3 or 4 years, and I absolutely love those things. Another pair that I have here, coming back to Craftsman, baby. I've had these since I was a lube tech. Duckbill flathead pliers. These things are awesome, man. I can't remember how much I paid for these things. I really can't, but I absolutely love these things. Have not found anyone on a tool truck that has the flat bill style. Absolutely love these Craftsman ones to pieces. I really do. They get into some unique areas. Another pair that I have here. Now these are, I believe these are Mac tools, 45-degree angle pliers, and it has a little wire cutter there at the end. I like these because of its dual purpose. I use them to pull fuses all the time. I use them to try to grab onto small connectors that I can't quite get off, and I slide them off. I also like to use them to cut wire, and it's from like if I'm doing a wire repair or something like that, they just come in handy. Another pair next to it, these are also Mac. They're just some small slip joint pliers, but they do get into some tight spots, especially behind the intake manifold, getting close to that firewall. I do like having a short version of slip joints versus a little bit longer handle slip joint that I have over here. So I absolutely love these, and I do use them really frequently. Pair of crimpers that I like right here. Now these are Cornwell, but you can buy the same exact ones from Napa. They're made by Carlisle. I absolutely love this style of crimper slash stripper. It's pretty awesome, dude. And it's even got a little tiny plier here at the end with some built-in teeth as well. So I use these quite a bit, especially when we're installing rodent deterrent traps and things like that. So make sure you get something like that if you guys are working with electrical or anything like that. Another pair here I have are some Milwaukee Needlenose vice grips. You can see I have a couple of pieces of like 3/8 hose attached to it, and that's because I use them to pinch off hoses, like small coolant hoses and things like that. If I'm taking off like a throttle body and it happens to be coolant cooled, then I actually love these for that purpose alone. I wish I had 2 of them, but I have some other nifty hose plug cutoffs. But they're at work. I didn't want to put them in the plier category because they're not really a plier, they're just a pinching tool. But we'll go into some Harbor Freight favorites later on. Another pair that I have here, now these are Matco, but they are also rebranded Nipix, and they're just this little small style hose plier. and I like them because I can actually separate vacuum lines, and I can get to really like weird connectors like O2 sensors and things like that, and very lightly pinch them and pull them down without damaging them. So I really like this pair. I use these all the time. Love them, just absolutely love them. Can't recommend. I mean, if you don't want to get the bigger sizes, don't get the bigger sizes, but definitely get the smaller ones because these things will come in handy and save you. These ones right here, now these are Mac, but I think that you can pick up a nice set of Kleins over at Home Depot. They're just some Lineman cable cutters. These come in handy if you're doing some battery terminals, things like that. I've also used them to strip the insulation off of the heavy duty cables. So I really like these. I have had these now for about 8 years too. I bought these back when I was working at Sears Auto Center off the Mac tool truck up in Oregon. And I haven't really dulled them out or had any issues with them. They just continue to cut. I've also used them to cut transmission fluid lines that we were replacing for recall purposes at the Chrysler dealership. So definitely love having those. They come in handy. This is the kind that I was talking about when we were talking about those push pin clips. Now these I got from Harbor Freight, but they look exactly like the ones on the Matco tool truck and the Cornwell tool truck. And let me tell you, there's no difference here, okay? They're still made in Taiwan, and these things work out really well. They pull those push pin clips out just the same as the other ones do. Nothing special there, but they will save you, especially if you're dealing with a lot of push pins, especially around like the front of the front bumper and things like that. Something I never thought I would actually use and never use them at the dealership, but I do use them at the independent shop a lot, are these spark plug boot pullers. So I definitely use these a lot at the independent shop because we got a lot of older cars that come in, and it's handy to be able to pull the boot off without yanking the wire out. Sometimes you get a stubborn boot on there and you got to kind of work it back and forth and then give it a nice little pull. I bought these off of the Matco tool truck, but I'm pretty sure you can get these from your neighboring auto parts store as well, so you don't have to buy the high-end ones. I don't think I paid very much for them. I think I paid like a little over 20 bucks. So to me, they were worth it, and I ended up picking them up. Now let me show you that one last tool that helps me out with radiator hose clamps. We'll be right back. All right, so I'm pretty sure you guys have seen something like this before. This is the Matco hose clamp. I don't know what you would call it, a retainer or pliers set, but it's pretty cool, man. It opens all the way up. Be careful you don't catch it on this lip right here. Try to catch it in the inner tooth, but these things do come in handy. It's got a little ratchet portion here where it keeps the hose clamp clamped down, so that way you can slide it off of the radiator hose. And then if you're in a weird spot, like if you're back on the firewall and you're having to go around intakes and things like that to get to a heater hose, these things work out really well. Everybody loves them, and I think everybody has a pair of these at the shop, and we use them all the time. I probably use these half as much as I use these. That's just how common that these style of hose clamps removers actually come in handy. So just to give you an idea. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Those are my favorite pliers. Those are the pliers that I use all the time at the independent shop. Like I said, you might run into certain circumstances or situations where you might actually need like a bigger set of channel locks, or maybe like a pipe wrench might come in handy, especially if you're doing alignments and things like that. There's lots of different pliers and things to choose from. These are just some of my favorites and the personal ones that I love and enjoy and use on a regular basis. And so I keep all these at my little service car at work, and I absolutely love them. It's very rare that I have to get anything bigger or weirder than what I got here. But these right here, these specialized pliers that I have, they do come in handy, and they've served me very well throughout the course of my mechanic career. So that's all I got. Make sure you guys check out Drew's Auto again. I'll put the link down in the description. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you guys next video.